Hi, and welcome to this week's Coach's Corner feature. We're going to talk Ponca City football as the Wildcats prepare for another home game this Friday night against Claremore. We've got Coach Allen with us, and it's kind of an interesting week, Coach. Senior night is always an important night, not only for the coaches and the players, but Friday night at 7 o'clock when we get ready to kick the ball game off against Claremore. There's going to be some parents, and I know you have a special place in your heart for those parents who will be watching their players for the final time at home.
No doubt, this will be this senior night will mean not that the other ones didn't matter, but this one will definitely have a special place because 2 years ago I got here, these guys were sophomores, and in some cases sophomores is really when you technically start your high school football career. I know there's freshman league, but I really started seeing these guys from day one for the last 2 years, and these guys have coming up through. So I'll have a special place in my heart for these seniors who have put so much time and effort and really bought in and really worked hard.
Well, this group of seniors, a group of guys who have fought all the way, Coach. They have never given up, and I know they're not going to give up the next 3 weeks either.
No way. These guys have really battled hard, and their character, the way these guys, I've always said this is a high character group of young men, and they are going to continue to fight hard through the rest of the season.
We fought hard Thursday, I should say, against Sand Springs. Came up on the short end of 31-7 score to a Sand Springs team. They just made a couple of more plays, Coach.
Yeah, listen, we've had some heartbreaks this year, and there's been several losses that I still felt that we were the better team. Thursday night though, I did, not to say, I did think Sand Springs was a little better than we were overall. They were a little more, we were a little they were a little more physical than we were. We couldn't. There was times, seemed like all night we couldn't get them off the field on certain critical situations, third and mediums and stuff, that they made a lot of conversions and kept the clock kind of running, and then we had some turnover issues again, and that dug us in a hole. But still thought we did a lot of good things in the game as well.
Absolutely, and if you were at the game or listened to it on the radio, it was 17-7 at halftime, and actually, although we were down by 10 points, I really thought we had a great chance if something good could happen in the third quarter. And Coach, they used the entire third quarter offensively, and then we fumbled. We only ran 2 plays, and they pretty much took the ball game over right there.
Yeah, you said it right, Phil. They ate up the clock. Give credit to them. They picked up I don't know how many third downs in that game, but they did. Unfortunately, we've been a good tackling team. We did not tackle at times very well, and that allowed them to make some plays. And then Mike Mongol, who has done a great job protecting the ball and doing a great job quarterback. Uncharacteristically, we had a fumble that he usually is pretty good. He's been good at protecting the ball all year. So you're right. We just didn't get the ball in the third quarter. We didn't get the ball in the third quarter, and by that time, our offensive plan and adjustment that we had going to halftime had hardly ever been used, and that we have to go into kind of throw the ball down the field mode just to try to catch up. So. It didn't work out in the second half. You're right.
This week's a big week, and I promise you, although the team's 1-6, these underclassmen better practice hard this week because those seniors have their final game at Sullen Stadium.
Absolutely.
And we got a team coming in here that I think we feel confident in beating in the Claremore Zebras. They've struggled this season, but it's the last game for those seniors on their home field, and everybody's going to lay it all on the line, aren't they?
No doubt. I'm not. You're right. You made a good point. Underclassmen better. They need to respect that and work hard for that for those upperclassmen, and to send them out on a good note. And then Claremore, they played Muskogee. They were up 17-0 on Muskogee last week, and talked to their coach. They're feeling really good. They've had a handful of injured players back, and I know our defensive coaches are really concerned about how good Claremore's offense is with their quarterback back. He's real fast and athletic, and it is really fast, and it can run the ball well. So we got our hands full. So we're going to have to really focus in, and it's going to work hard to get this win.
You said something interesting, and it doesn't always happen, but this senior group, I have a little insight because I do all the interviews with them, and I think you said respect, and that's something that isn't given, but they've earned that, and we have turned a corner this year in our program. Sure. Maybe we haven't turned it quite as much as we wanted to, sure. But if you just look at what has happened in the body of work after 10 games, they've made a difference.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate that, Phil. I mean, we were better night and day than we were a year ago. You're right. Is it up to the point where we have a major wins-loss gain? Maybe not to that point, but we are better than we were. And these guys, these seniors, are a major reason and contributor to that. How they've bought in, how they've worked hard, and you're right. The quality of our play has picked up. We need to. Yeah, you're right. We need to finish it out on a good note here at home. Friday night, their last home game, and then still through the other 2 games of the season.
And at least we not forget, folks, that you see them on Fridays from 7 to 10, but the countless hours of preparation during the football season, then the countless hours of preparation in the off season, which is now about 11 and a half months for these boys and these coaches. So that's one of the reasons we hope that you'll be there on Friday night to support the team. Coach, what information can you give us about how we're going to honor these players on Friday?
Yeah, you need to be there earlier. Kickoff's still at 7 o'clock this year, but 6:30. We always start we do it before the game. Some people might do it at halftime. We do it before the game, and over the loudspeaker we will introduce individually players and football players, and also other organizations too use this platform. I know cheerleaders. I don't know if High Steppers band. I don't know how many organizations are, but there's several that get announced before the game, and at 6:30 they start doing that.
Well, I got to walk out there with my daughters, and I promise you one day when Coach has his 2 sons and he walks out there and they say the son or daughter of Mr. or Mrs., that's a special moment, and you just can't take those moments back, can you?
No doubt. This will be a big moment. It needs to be a big moment for these guys, and come out and watch.
Coach Josh Allen on this week's Coach's Corner. Have a great week, everybody.